Hi guys. So today we are going to talk about uh, class 10th biology chapter, and this will be 10-minute video. So I have tried to create the video explicitly for evaluation purpose. So let's and this video I'm actually creating in Zoom. So let me share my screen so that you'll understand what I'm going to teach for now. So, okay, I hope you can see my video and see my screen. So basically what we are going to do, let me go with pen color. Okay, let's start with pen. Okay, yeah. So this 10-minute video, I'm going to talk about how do organisms reproduce. So the word is how do organisms reproduce. So the word is here reproduction. So we'll talk about reproduction chapter, but nonetheless this is because 10-minute video, so we'll not deal with everything in this video. We'll just talk for 5 to 10 minutes about why do organisms reproduce, what is the need of reproduction and all. So the first question is obviously why do organisms reproduce? What is the need of this reproduction? If you see, if you see in and around you, organism need a basic thing to survive, and some of the basic thing can be, you can actually easily guess: oxygen, water, right, food. And that is one of the most basic thing. These things are basic thing to survive. But there's no, if organism will not reproduce, doesn't mean organism will not survive. So reproduction is per se not a necessary condition to survive, but still organism do reproduction, right? So let me show you this. Obviously, we need food. This is food. If you'll not have food, we'll certainly die. If you'll not have water, we'll certainly die in some day. And if you'll not have an oxygen will die in some minute. So not even in day. So but still organism reproduce. And the best, what is the most fascinating thing about this reproduction? The most fascinating thing about this reproduction is if organism is reproducing, it is wasting lots of energy. So if an organism is reproducing, it's actually wasting lots of energy. So even lots of energy. So even you see, right? So think about this. Reproduction is per se not a necessary condition to survive, and reproduction leads to wastage of lots of energy. So we actually waste lots of energy. So now this is a question to discuss in the class, right? We can discuss this question in the class when this is not a necessary condition for, this is not a necessary condition for survival. Why we organism reproduce? Okay, one of the basic reason behind reproduction is existence. If you not, I'll write it here, existence. If every organism stop reproducing, the existence of organism will go. I mean, that organism will not be available in the environment. I want to give you an example, though this example is not related to reproduction. I hope you have heard about the term Asiatic cheetah. Think about this. Asiatic cheetah is actually not available in India now. It has become extinct. So you can ask, but the Asiatic cheetah, I'm not saying they have extinct because they stopped reproducing. No, they have extinct because people actually killed Asiatic cheetah. And that's why the existence is over. Now there is no Asiatic cheetah. So if there is no Asiatic cheetah, we don't know about them. We don't know the character of cheetah. We only see Asiatic cheetah in the zoo. If you go to uh, a jungle, you'll not find Asiatic cheetah. Think about this: if human beings stop reproducing, the existence of human being will stop, and you will not able to see the human being in and around you. Okay, this can be a philosophical question, that what will happen if there will be no human being. But we are not dealing with that. We'll not deal that philosophical question in this class. So, okay? So I hope you understand this much of the concept. Why do organisms reproduce? Um, okay, so now question arises: do organism creates exact copy of themselves? This is the question. So answer will be yes as well as no. I say yes as well as no. We'll deal yes in a separate class, but let me deal with no. Let me talk why it is no. Think about this. See yourself and compare with your parents. You will realize, certainly you will realize, you don't look like your parents, or you are actually not exact copy of your parents. Your parents are totally different than you, right? But think about this in a different way. But some of your friends do say, hey, Rajat, suppose your name is Rajat. Hey, Rajat, you look like your mom, or you look like your dad, right? You might have heard this thing, though you don't realize this, but it is correct. So for that, let me talk about something called nucleus, which you have actually studied in class 9. So in cell, there is something called nucleus. I hope you remember that. And nucleus contain something called chromosome. This chromosome. This is chromosome. This chromosome. Okay. And if you see, if you unwind the chromosome, if you go inside the chromosome, you will find something called DNA. DNA. That is also known as deoxyribonucleic acid. So this DNA actually is responsible for the inheritance. Like this DNA, you actually get it from your mom and your dad. And hence you look little bit, there's some sort of similarity between your mom and dad. So you should understand this very pragmatically, that DNA is responsible for re-inheritance, which I guess you have studied in class 9, but we'll deal with this DNA in separate class, maybe in next class. So this DNA is, I'll write it here, is actually responsible for inheritance. Okay. And what do I mean by inheritance? It means you get the character which is in your parents' body, like which same type of character which your parents have, like same, like your parent have 2 eyes, so you get 2 eyes, like your parent had 2 hands, so you get 2 hands, your parent had 2 feet, so you get 2 feet. Okay, same type of things. But because the DNA of your father and mother has intermixed in you, and there's lots of intermixing. This led to you are not exact copy of your parents. But we'll see in the next class how actually some organism produce exactly same copy of some organism produce exactly same copy of themselves. So guys, I will stop here. We'll talk about other thing in the next class. Let me stop the sharing, okay? And let me stop recording.